All right, let's look at doors and windows. Get started in that. This doors and windows turned out to be a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Um, we'll start with some simple stuff. The garage door here is the stock door that came with Revit, and a lot of these I'm finding. Well, I had to edit it. The one they had was 192. It was only 7 feet tall. So I just duplicated it and made it 8 feet tall. Had to change the number of panels across the front here, okay, and then put it in and had to figure out how far to come down to get to the top of the slab here, okay. And so the garage door was pretty simple, okay. These openings here are they're according looking at the drawing, they're just openings. They're not cased or anything like that. So they're just wrapped in drywall. And I did not edit the wall type to wrap uh, at inserts or anything like that. So we'll have to look at that later. But these are the door openings in the door tool. You may have to load the family, but it's right here, door opening, and it's just an opening in the wall. And you just duplicate, create a new one, and make your size. Okay. Um, this one, I made it 8 feet long. I made them 6'8" tall. Excuse me. After we get our second floor in, we may have to, or after we deal with the roof and ceiling, we may make those a little taller. We'll see. Uh, but all of the doors, I put a 3/4 inch sill height on it to raise them up because there is a note on the drawings. Yes, note number 6 on the first floor sheet. Add a 3/4 inch filler below the door sill, okay, to raise the door. Okay, so I've done that. All the doors I put in, I've raised them 3/4 of an inch, with the exception of the garage door, of course. So you've got these two openings here. There's another one in this wall right here that are just wall openings. So you just edit and make your type. This one, the cased opening, and there are a few cased openings in the project, and those they're not in the door family, but they're in the openings. So they're not in doors, but they're here in openings, and so you go opening cased. Okay, and so you pull that in. I I think it's pretty much stock sizes, but it adds trim around the opening and raise those 3/4 of an inch also. Okay, all of the interior doors are just standard Revit doors that I brought in, but when you go to load them, go to doors, go to residential, and I think I chose the 2 panel. Yeah, I chose the 2 panel doors. Okay, um, that's just okay. That's what I used. Sizes are pretty stock sizes, and these are all 6'8" tall doors. Okay, so the widths are based on the plans. Okay, so that pretty much. Oh, the closet doors over here. Let's see. Are these double doors? Oh, where'd they go? Oh, I'm on the second. That's the second floor. Um, let me go to my first floor plan. Okay, these I downloaded from Revit City, and I'm gonna put a zip file together that has the non-standard doors and windows in it that you can download just to save you from having to search for them. But this was a Revit City one that I downloaded. It was kind of parametric, but I had to create a new one to make it the 2'8" width, because a 3.0 width was the one that they had. And I changed the the trim and the panel to match what some of the other stuff that I'm using. Okay. And of course that's raised 3/4 of an inch also. Okay, so that took care of all that. Now the windows, well, while we're still talking doors, I haven't done the front door yet, but this door here, all of the windows are Anderson windows. If you look on the plans, the model numbers of the windows, and I did a Google search for that, and it turns out they're all Anderson style windows, which was good in that Anderson had the Revit models to download on all of the single windows, but they didn't have models for double, triple windows or even the arch top transoms. So I had to get into some stuff there. Anyway, so the doors, so I downloaded their doors also, and their products are kind of interesting in that they're very parametric. Here's the door, which is not exactly like the door that they had spec'd in the drawings, but it's very similar. And um, you can set the size of the grill bars, the patterns, um, number of lights in the window, uh, the pattern of those lights. You can change them here. Trim, exterior trim. If you any of these Anderson doors and windows, if you install them and there's no brick mold, you just come in here and enter your trim number, which number 1, which is this right here, is a standard 2-inch brick mold. Okay. You can turn on, visibility of different things, change the colors here. So, realistically, throughout the house, everything's going to be standard color. If you have to edit one of these, you can edit the height and width of the door here, and then the rough opening sizes will adjust automatically. Okay, so it's a pretty intense set of doors and windows and things. But the one that I installed was a full light door, but they also had a download for just the door slab, and I brought it into the model, and then you can choose to change it. Okay. So anyway, that's that door. And once I got it in place, oh, and another thing on their doors and windows, you have to set your wall thickness. And for a standard 2x4 stud wall, you use 4 9/16, whereas technically it's 4.5. When you're dealing with doors and windows and things, you add another 1/16 of an inch just for variations and things like that. For a 2x6 stud wall, excuse me, that would be 6 9/16. Okay, you don't take into account the brick because the exterior trim actually sits inside of the brick. It covers the wood portion of the wall, and the brick kind of returns and wraps up against it. Okay, so that was that door. This one back here is a non-standard size. Well, I say non-standard. It's a taller door. The plans say 3'1" by 6'11". I could not find one of that size. So this one is a 3.0 by 6'10". It's kind of an unusual size height of a door, but that's what I used on that one there. Okay. Windows, a lot of these windows are pretty standard sizes. Okay. Casements and tilt, but these that the plans call for triple windows, they don't have triple windows, and it was really hard. It's really hard to make a double or a triple window to join them together. So basically what I did is I made it the one window unit, the overall size, and then I changed the number of light patterns. It's not exactly like what, it looks close, but it's not really what it looks like. Okay. Because you wouldn't, You wouldn't build a window this big with divided lights like that, okay? But those are there. Now, a lot of these, there's a note on the drawings that gives